Yeah, bro. Later this episode, I definitely want to get into like thinking about the year and what we did, and then potentially what we want to do next year. But um, let's start off with our favorite EPs of the year. From this year, what were your favorite EPs that dropped? What did you enjoy? What are you still listening to?
The one I'd probably start with is Enigmatic Party. I always get that word messed up. By Terrence Martin. Uh, I'm honestly, I haven't been the most hip on Terrence Martin until this year. Like I had heard some of his other projects before, but he released, I think it was two or three EPs. Like he had the one with Alex Isley too. I heard that whole thing when I was in Atlanta with Auntie, and I really liked that. And then this album had more of a like a jazzy, chill type of feel to it. It had some of my favorite artists on there. Aaron Ray was on there. Some other people I really enjoy. So that was definitely one for me. Equinox by Venna. This had Nux on it. It had Mick Jenkins was on there too, and this kind of same thing, lo-fi, chill type of vibe to it. I really like that. And then Phases 3 by Aaron Ray. He called it an EP. Like it was long enough to be considered an album, I guess, but it was a good album. There was a lot of good songs on there. And then he's one of those guys in this next wave of R&B that I've really been enjoying. Him, and some other guys. And then this one also kind of didn't know if it was a EP or an album, I guess, but To See a Sunset by Code of the Friend. I feel like Code of the Friend is one of those like independent. I would honestly still call him underground because he's not the most known, but he's one of those guys really moving and dropping a lot of music, and I really like to see that from him. So those are probably four that have stuck around for me that I really liked personally.
Those are four good ones. Those are four good ones. I forgot about that Aaron Ray one that came out. That was a
Yeah,
good
it was
one.
fire, bro. It was real good.
What was which out of those, which one was your favorite?
I would probably say, sorry, I was getting it wrong. Equinox by Venna. I feel like it was the most, like at least replayed for me. Like as far as the couple of songs go, like I feel like I listened to those songs more than I was listening to some of these other EPs. To See a Sunset will probably be second on that. Like I feel like that had like a bunch of good verses on it. I love Static Selecta. I would just say like he's one of my favorite producers. It's kind of crazy to me that like at least three of my favorite producers from like the rap side, the underground side are
Mhm.
white dudes. Like that's always kind of crazy for me to think about. Like Nicholas Craven, Alchemist, and then him. Like I always think that's crazy to think about. But those two would probably be my most listened to, ones I most went back to. So
That makes sense. There were I feel like there was a lot of EPs this year. Like when I was going back, I was trying to decide like how much I really liked a lot of these, if they were considered EPs or whatever. Like we talked about last week how you can't really tell the difference between a EP, a mixtape, and an album depending on the length of it. So some of these might be albums, but I'm gonna call them EPs for the sake of this conversation. Um, the first one was Gangster Romantic by Lil J.
mm,
That project was really good, top to bottom, 10 songs. Coming off the song he had with Chris Brown and stuff like that, I feel like he experiments with a lot of sounds that I enjoy. Like the song on there that I love the most is probably Canada with DJ Matt Farissa. I'm a piano DJ, no surprise, but I think he has like an ability to make these melodies that not many people in Afrobeats are able to make, or they don't do it as well. So I would say Gangster Romantic, Split Decisions by Dave and Central C.
yeah.
That's probably I want to call it I want to call it the best rap project of 2023, but I would have to like really sit down and compare it to like actual albums. But the four songs and 16 minutes of bars, and it's hard to beat. It's definitely hard to beat, and every single song was in my top 100 for this year, so that was interesting. Um, I would say "Ravage" by Rema. That
Mm,
one was only 5 songs long, but he did a lot of experimentation on that one, and I think it just showed his range. Like, there's not many people who can do it that way and just have 5 songs in it, drop, and it be like pretty smooth like that. Um, and then I had one more. I didn't write that one down. Where'd it go? I just had it up. Oh, it was. Uh, Uncle Waffle's first project. I don't. It's only 7 songs, right? So I don't know if she would consider it a mixtape, but it's 40 minutes long. So that's where it's like I don't know. It's called Asylum. Um,
Yeah.
but it didn't feel as big of a project as like Solace. So I'm gonna throw it in the EPs. But as for like I feel like wide ranging type of projects that I fucked with, but um there was there was EPs I enjoyed, but in terms of like cohesive top to bottom, I go back to frequently. I would say those four are the only ones where it's like I put Split Decisions on in the gym like once or twice a week. Like that's where I start my workouts with and stuff. So I would give you those four in terms of like my favorites for the year.
Yeah, I feel like that Rema EP, if it would have came out earlier, it would have been higher up for me. Like I feel like I didn't get to listen to it enough, but now all the songs that were on there are in my like songs. So whenever I sit there and shuffle and they come up, I always want to replay them because that album is crazy. I mean the EP, but yeah, bro. And then the only other one I probably could think of off the top of my head that was like more so recent was Trippy Red. He had put out a like I don't even know how many songs it was, but he
Oh
had put
yeah,
out
I
a
do
little
remember that.
EP. Yeah, like and a couple weeks ago, and there were some good songs on there, good samples. So that's one that's probably gonna be getting played by me coming into the new year. But there wasn't.
I
I
was
there was. What'd you say?
sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was kind of done anyways. I was just gonna rap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I left my heart in Ladera by Terra. That one's fire too. Like
Yeah,
I haven't gone back to it as much just because of volume, but I listened to it a lot when it initially came out, and I really liked it. So I throw that one in there too.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the one I had heard in Atlanta. Wasn't that the one with Alex Isley?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.